Have you ever felt like you don't belong, like you are rejected, ignored, or misunderstood? In our journey through life, these feelings can sometimes creep in, making us feel isolated and unappreciated. But let's remember the profound words of Psalm 139:23, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts." This verse encourages us to engage in introspection, to delve deep into our hearts and understand our feelings. Are these feelings of rejection stemming from our own thoughts or from external events? Consider this carefully. When we understand and acknowledge our emotions, we're better equipped to address them. Now let's not forget Psalm 139:13. "For you created my inmost being, you knit me together in my mother's womb." God crafted each one of us uniquely, with our strengths, weaknesses, and everything in between. So, love yourself as His unique creation. Engage in activities that bring joy and fulfillment. Remember, you are God's unique creation, wonderfully made. Rejection often stems from misunderstandings, don't you agree? This is where our third principle, understanding the situation, comes into play. Here we lean on Proverbs 3:5. "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your understanding." God's wisdom surpasses our own, and His perspective can help us make sense of situations that seem to breed rejection. Now let's discuss our fourth principle, avoiding generalizations. Psalms 139:14 says, "I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, I know that full well." This verse reminds us to appreciate our uniqueness as God's creation and resist the urge to generalize our worth or abilities based on isolated incidents. So, remember, don't let a single experience color your entire perception of yourself. You're not defined by one moment of rejection, or even several. You are defined by your unique design, wonderfully crafted by God Himself. You are not defined by one experience, but by God's unique design in you. Do you ever feel that the weight of rejection is too heavy to bear alone? There's a powerful principle in the Bible that can help lighten this load. Galatians chapter 6 verse 2 encourages us to carry each other's burdens, and in this way, you will fulfill the law of Christ. It's okay to share your feelings of rejection with trusted individuals. They can offer a fresh perspective, comforting words, or even a shoulder to lean on. Now let's talk about managing expectations. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11 tells us, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." This verse reminds us to trust in God's plans rather than placing high expectations on others. It's all too easy to set our hopes on people, only to be disappointed when they don't meet our expectations. So remember, trust God's plans for you and share your burdens with others. Scene script. Have you ever considered how those around you influence your feelings? The Bible, in Proverbs 27:17 says, "Iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another." This is a reminder that the company we keep can either dull us or sharpen us. Choosing to surround ourselves with positive influences, with people who uplift and appreciate us, can be a powerful tool in overcoming feelings of rejection. Now let's talk about self-confidence. Philippians 4:13 reminds us, "I can do all things through Him who strengthens me." This verse isn't about physical strength or prowess, it's about the inner strength that comes from Christ. This strength gives us the confidence to face rejection and the courage to rise above it. When we recognize that our strength comes from Him, we begin to rebuild our self-confidence, acknowledging our achievements and allowing ourselves to feel without judgment. Surround yourself with those who appreciate you and find confidence in Christ. How can we better interact with others to feel more accepted and less rejected? This question brings us to our 9th and 10th biblical principles. The book of Colossians reminds us to let our conversations be full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that we may know how to answer everyone. This encourages us to develop strong social skills based on biblical teachings. By communicating effectively, we can build healthy relationships and reduce feelings of rejection. The 10th principle, found in Ecclesiastes, underscores the importance of participating in activities. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their efforts. This demonstrates the significance of companionship. By engaging in group activities, we can meet new people and establish positive relationships. This can help dispel feelings of rejection and foster a sense of belonging. Engaging in social activities and learning biblical principles for communication can help you feel more accepted. How often do we let others' opinions of us dictate how we feel about ourselves? It's a question that many of us grapple with, especially when rejection rears its ugly head. Yet, this is where the 11th biblical principle comes into play. Don't take everything personally. Galatians 1:10 asks us, Am I now trying to win the approval of human beings, or of God? If I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. To put it simply, our worth is not determined by the opinions of others but by our relationship with Christ. It's a reminder that we serve a higher purpose and our value is inherently tied to this divine connection, not the fleeting judgments of those around us. So, the next time you find yourself wrestling with feelings of rejection, remember that your worth is not up for debate, it's secured in Christ. Now, this brings us to the final biblical principle, setting personal goals. Proverbs 16:3 urges us to commit to the Lord whatever you do and He will establish your plans. This principle encourages us to set personal development goals, committing them to God's guidance. Setting goals is a powerful tool. It gives us a sense of direction, enabling us to channel our energies effectively. Whether it's learning a new skill, cultivating healthier relationships, or deepening our spiritual journey, setting goals can help us navigate life's challenges with focus and determination. And when we commit these goals to God, we align ourselves with His divine plan, inviting His guidance and support in our journey of personal growth. In the end, overcoming feelings of rejection is not a one-time event but a continuous journey. It's about learning to see ourselves through God's eyes, accepting our unique design, and setting meaningful goals that honor our divine purpose. Remember, your worth is in Christ and not dependent on others' opinions. Set personal goals and commit them to God's guidance.